This episode is not just about you. It's not just about first responders, in fact. This episode is, yes, for police officers. This episode is for police officers. This episode is for firefighters. This episode is for everyone. It is an episode that is focused on something that is so critical and so important, and it affects us every single day. Welcome to First Responder Fitness with Carl Wimmer, where armor is forged through mental, spiritual, and physical preparation. Welcome to First Responder Fitness with Carl Wimmer. I am your host, Carl Wimmer, and it is such an honor for me to have you join me again this week for another episode, another opportunity to pursue our goals, to pursue health, to pursue fitness, physical fitness, mental fitness, spiritual fitness, being a well-rounded person. I'm just grateful that you've joined me this week. I, of course, took last week off, and I hope you enjoyed the repeat episode. Last week, I had the opportunity to officiate my oldest son's wedding. What an incredible opportunity that was. He is one of two boys who are entering into and has entered into the fire service. Me coming from the blue side, both my boys are going into the red side. I'm wearing my red Firefighter shirt in honor of him this week. I have a great episode for you today, and it is an episode for all of you, and it's one that I really hope you listen to, and I hope you share this episode. I would encourage you to share it. I would encourage you to subscribe and like this channel for all the best content so that you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. This episode is not just about you. It's not just about first responders, in fact. This episode is, yes, for police officers. This episode is for police officers. This episode is for firefighters. This episode is for everyone. It is an episode that is focused on something that is so critical and so important, and it affects us every single day. And it is the topic of culture. What kind of culture are we building at our place of employment? Now, I can only speak from the lens of a first responder, being retired SWAT team leader, a retired law enforcement officer. I have, of course, worked hand in hand with firefighters and paramedics, and so I know their culture some. And but outside of that, I don't have a lot of work experience. I don't know what it's like to be a construction worker, to be an attorney, to be involved in the educational system in great detail. But I do know what it is like to be a leader. I do know what it's like to be a supervisor, or even someone who is, a non-appointed leader, someone who is a leader even though you don't have an official position of being an assigned leader at your place of employment. And I want to talk to you today about being a leader and about helping to build a culture of fitness. You see, especially in the first responder community, when a couple episodes ago, I really took first responders to task for being soft, for being weak, for becoming the most deconditioned, one of the most deconditioned careers in America. And that just goes so contrary to what we would like to think, that those on the front lines, manning the ramparts of a new dark age, are the most fit, the most ready to defend and to fight and to protect. But the reality is that's not always the case. The reality is, in many cases, our law enforcement officers, our firefighters are some of the softest people in our society. And that does not have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. It can change. But part of what will create that change, part of what will move the ship in the right direction, is when our leaders step up and create a culture of fitness, health, and strength. So I want to talk to you leaders today, both you supervisors in your official capacity, but I also want to talk to you who are unofficial leaders. Crew members look up to you. They look at you as the experienced, the knowledgeable one in the field from which you work. If you are an old, grizzled law enforcement veteran, or if you are a firefighter or a paramedic who has been in the trenches, people look up to you. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you because your people are looking at you, and they're looking for direction. And whether you like it or not, the crew reflects the leadership's energy. If you come in to work sloppy, dusty, messed up shoes, sloppy uniform, wrinkled, not looking put together, a lack of fitness, a lack of discipline, and a negative attitude, your crew will, over time, absorb and reflect your leadership and who you are as a leader. I think about one of the early on in my career, one of the men I really looked up to, Sergeant Kevin Worrelton, a good cop, a cop's cop, and someone who, no matter how high he would get promoted, no matter what position he was in the time that I worked with him, he was a go-getter. He ran a crew that was aggressive, a crew that was put together, a crew of disciplined law enforcement officers in the time I knew him. And I looked up to him and respected him tremendously. And I tried to reflect his leadership in the job that I did. And I hope that the leaders that are watching this do and feel the same way. You see, a strong culture creates so many things for you. Not only does it create positive attitudes, high morale, and mental resilience for a first responder, but it creates that no matter what job you have. You could be in the construction industry, like I said. You could be the crew leader at a McDonald's. And if you're put together and you have your leadership abilities, you come in and you are fit and you are disciplined and you have a good attitude, your crew will reflect that attitude. For first responders, that also equates to lower injury rates and less sick time. So there is no negatives to creating a culture of positivity. There's an old saying, culture eats strategy for breakfast. You see, you can strategize all you want, and you can plan to do certain things all you want, but those things fade. They burn out. They go away. Building a strong culture does not. So let's talk about some of the right ways and the wrong ways to build culture specifically for the first responder community. But listen to me. Do not tune out just because you're not a first responder. There are so many nuggets of valuable information here. This is a gold mine that you can come back and watch again and again and take this information into your place of employment. So let's talk first about the wrong way to do this. First and foremost, the wrong way to build culture is through shame and belittling out of shape people. We've all been there. Many of us were in our best condition when we graduated the police academy or the fire academy. And as time goes on, as you gain some experience, you also gain patrol pounds. And before you know it, you wake up and you've gained 3, 4, 5, 6 pant sizes, and your ballistic vest, if you're in law enforcement, you have to keep getting bigger ones. And your belt, you have to keep getting a bigger belt, this bigger Sam Brown belt. I don't even know if they make Sam Brown belts anymore, but I've just dated myself. But either way, you just continue to get bigger and bigger. It happens. And the worst thing you can do is shame your men and women and try to think that that's going to build a culture. No, that's going to build toxicity. We're not in the military. This isn't boot camp. You're dealing with adults who need to be led, not forced. And so we don't belittle and we don't shame. We start where they are and we start to build a culture that matters. You could change people's lives. You could save lives if you help change this culture. We don't want to make fitness a competition unless everybody's in it. Okay, unless there's a level playing field. And that takes time to build a culture that everyone wants to participate in your fitness competition. And if you're going to do that, then you need to make it to where the most out of shape person can be rewarded greatly for their successes, just as the guy who can do 80 push-ups in a minute. You want to make sure that you are encouraging, not breaking down. And sometimes fitness competitions, especially if you bring them into your culture too early, can be intimidating and can push those who are deconditioned out of your crew. They'll start bidding other shifts to get away from you. Don't be that guy. And don't assume, another wrong thing to do is don't assume that everyone has your goals in mind, has your knowledge or experience. You may have been a weightlifter, a bodybuilder, a CrossFit aficionado, someone who has been in fitness for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Okay. And you could be the guy. I heard of a guy who, in his department, used to guilt everyone into doing 100 push-ups after a call. All right, you go to a call, you rally, you do the job, then do 100 push-ups. Most guys ended up resenting him. They didn't like this leader. They're like, no, we're not gonna be forced into this. We're not gonna be guilted into doing push-ups. And they ended up bidding to a different shift. You can't assume that everyone has your goals, your knowledge, your experience, or wants the same things that you want. You need to learn how to build the culture. So how do we build this culture? I'm going to give you a couple things that you can follow, just a small little list of things that you can follow to create a culture of fitness and wellness within your workplace. First and foremost, above everything else, you need to lead by example. Lead by example. You, Mr. Leader, who wants to create a culture of fitness, you need to be consistent. You need to train regularly. You need to eat well. You need to stay calm under pressure. If you want fitness and you want a fitness culture, and yet you don't fit the culture, you're out smoking, they know you're down in a 6-pack of beer every night when you go home, they know that you're not eating well, they know that you're stressed to the max, you're not creating a culture. You need to prepare yourself and lead by example. Let them see your habits, okay, without preaching to them, okay? The most powerful words you can speak are not words at all. It is your example. It is your habits. It is the things that you show rather than tell. Okay, when we're in kindergarten, we had show and tell. We don't want to tell. We want to show. Let them see your habits without preaching. Let them see your habits without judgment on their habits. Okay, maybe you're bringing in a grilled chicken sandwich with no mayo or a grilled chicken salad. Maybe you're bringing in something like that, and they are opening a 5-course meal of gut bomb, massive burritos, What is that burrito at the gas station? The mother of all burritos, the Moab burrito, which, man, they're fantastic, but I think they're about 1,600 calories. And they're sitting down having some donuts and Twinkies, and you're eating your chicken and rice. Let them see you, but don't you dare comment. Don't shame them. Lead by example. Let them see your habits. Understand the power of silent leadership. Earn their respect. This is how we lead by example. Earn their respect first before you try to influence them. If they know you love them, if they know that you would die and take a bullet for them, if they know that you would rush through a fire to help them, if they know that you have their back, man, they will follow you anywhere, but you've got to earn their respect first. So that's how you, number one, lead by example. The second thing to help build a culture is to invite, don't instruct. Okay. Instead of saying, hey, you should work out. You should work out, fatty. No. Say, hey, guys, I'm hitting a 20-minute circuit after work. Anybody want to go with me? Hey, I'm hitting the gym here in about 10 minutes after we get off. I would love for you guys to come. You don't have to. No pressure, but please do. And just start inviting instead of, invite, don't instruct. Now, there's a time and a place to instruct. If people are failing the fitness standards and the fitness tests, you've got to start instructing. But have you tried inviting first? Have you tried to change your culture in your police department and your fire department? Have you tried to invite? Think about that. Bring workouts to them. Okay, bring workouts. Say, here's a crew-wide challenge. It's not a competition, but a crew-wide challenge. Let's do a weight loss challenge. Let's do a bench press challenge. Whoever can, increase their bench press by percentage the most by Christmas gets X amount. Whatever. Think about this. Create challenges. Bring workouts to your crew. Maybe, create circuit training if they like that. But you cannot force everyone to do the same kind of workouts. Ask for their input. Invitation. Remember, invite, don't instruct. Invitations. Ask for their input. What kind of workouts do you actually enjoy? Do you like weightlifting? Do you like jogging? Do you like circuit training? Do you like what we call CrossFit, cross training? What kind of working out do you like the most? And then accept their answer and help them build on that answer. Help them build in the area that they like the most. If they like functional fitness, that's amazing. Help them develop workout programs for functional fitness. Do they like pretty muscles, big biceps, and the curls get the girls and that kind of thing? Help encourage that. Do not discourage. Do they like Richard Simmons aerobics? Okay, that is not for me, but it might be for someone else. Help develop and encourage that. Ask for their input and invite, don't instruct. Another tip you can do to help build a culture is build a crew-focused fitness environment. Again, going along with that, some guys like lifting, some prefer rucking, putting on a backpack and going with other people, stretching or doing sports-based activities in fitness. But you need to build crew-focused fitness. So you don't cram everyone into the same box. By developing a crew-focused fitness environment, one of the important things you need to do right from the get-go is consider your workouts a no ego zone. Okay? When I was at the height of my police career, I was also world champion powerlifter. And so if we would go in to work out, of course nobody's going to bench press when I'm bench pressing. But other people had other abilities that I didn't have. I wasn't the most agile. I could run through walls, but I couldn't jump over them. We had athletic guys who could bound over walls and fences, and where I had to kind of doop, 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 up and over. Okay. Two different things. But we didn't have egos. There's no ego attached to this. Consider making your workout zones a no ego zone, where you're just encouraging, uplifting, and helping each other. That the workouts are scaled for everybody. Okay. We don't want to injure anyone. We don't want to damage anybody. We want them healthy and strong. We want to build a culture of health and fitness. The single biggest thing you can do to build a crew-focused fitness environment is to celebrate wins. Celebrate victories. Shout out the guys and gals who are making progress, no matter how small. You understand that? Fitness does not come natural to everybody. It's hard freaking work. You know this. And if somebody loses 5 pounds in a month, you celebrate that person. You don't celebrate it by giving them, cakes and ice cream. You celebrate them in other ways. But you need to celebrate people's victories, no matter what. Perhaps somebody has never worked out in their entire life, and now they've gone to the gym 5 days in a row. Wow. Celebrate that victory. Celebrate the wins, the small wins, the big wins, the progress. Celebrate as a crew. Honor each other. One of the things that I think that can help build a culture of fitness is to use humor and humility. Nobody wants the drill instructor beating down on them and being a dictator at the gym or on the crew. Make it fun. Make it fun, not militant. There is a time for militant. I was a SWAT team leader. There was a time and a place for militant, but these are SWAT guys, right? These are strong-minded individuals who are all united as one. We've already built the culture. And so then we can take it up a notch. We can make it hard. We can make them ruck in the rain and in the mud. We can make them ruck in the snow, in the heat of the day, and make it hard. You're not building that culture yet. You're starting off. So use humor, use humility, make it fun. Share your failures, your injuries, your setbacks. If you're a leader who is a fit person, you've had setbacks. If you're a leader who is fit and strong and powerful, you've had failures. Share those. Stay relatable with your crew. And understand that laughter bonds a crew together. Fitness should be a source of camaraderie, not division. I'm going to repeat that. So important. Fitness should be a source of camaraderie, not division. This is how we build a crew that is focused on fitness. It's how we build a culture of fitness. What do you think about that? What would you add to this? Comment down below. Let me know if you're working on building a culture of fitness at your place of employment. What would you add? What have I said, anything that you might disagree with or that you really strongly agree with? I want to know. Comment below. Let me know what things you prefer or what things you think we should do to build a culture of fitness. I would just kind of end with this. Some of the takeaways from this. Lead with your heart, not hype. There's enough hype guys out there to go around. Ooh, look at me, look at me. All I do is win, win, win no matter what. Okay, well, are you helping others win? Are you helping others to be victorious? Lead with heart, not hype. Earn their respect. A good leader inspires by consistency and kindness, not militant control. Consistency and kindness, not militant control. So inspire your people. I'm telling you right now, we have a dearth of inspirational leadership in this country. We have so many people that want to be leaders and so many people that are leaders in law enforcement, in the first responder environment, in work in general, who shouldn't be there. But we can change that. We can change the culture and leadership in our communities and in our place of employment if you will become that change. If you're trying to build a healthier, tougher, more united team, start by being the kind of person you would want to follow. Ask yourself that question. Are you the type of leader that you would follow into battle? Are you the type of leader that you would follow when it comes to health and fitness? Are you setting the example? If not, I want you to really do some introspection. Think about, what does a leader who you would follow, who you would respect, what do they look like? And then start taking steps today to become that kind of leader, because it's so critical. Again, if you have a story of fitness leadership gone right or fitness leadership gone wrong, send it in. You can email me, carl@carlwimmer.com. Super easy, carl@carlwimmer.com. Send in your messages, send in your stories. I would love to hear them, and they just might make a future episode. This is a clarion call to change the culture in the first responder community, but not just there, in the larger community as people. We need to start developing a culture of health and fitness, and it starts with us, and it starts with leadership. So I encourage you to become that type of leader today. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm Carl Wimmer with First Responder Fitness, reminding you to be good to yourself, be good to others, and as always, stay safe.